Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Thank you for being there. Today we're gonna talk about three major issues. We're gonna talk about Ayaba's support for a referendum and the government of Biafra, and we also gonna talk about this guy called Fabiano Deco, his rejection for lobbyist or diplomatic breakthrough, because it's coming from Chris Ano. So he said, because he's that so in short, I'm gonna play his audio. You're gonna listen to what he's saying, and also we're gonna touch a little bit about some resignation from the SACO groups. You saw what happened. About four cabinet members or five or so have resigned from SACO's group there. You know that we don't want to talk about people, but because of what is going on in the struggle, sometimes you want to talk about people because you want to straighten out things. Okay, it's necessary to straighten out things so that people know the facts and nothing but the facts. We want people to know the truth and nothing but the truth. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about Dr. Cho Ayaba. You saw him in Finland in the recent Biafran convention, and for the past years we have seen the very skeptical behavior of Mr. Dr. Cho Ayaba. He has been very, very indifferent when it comes to collaboration. He has been very indifferent when it comes to any proposal that is not done by him. And we have noticed these same characteristics in most of the other leaders too, that anything that does not come from them, they will not support it. Okay, and it has caused a lot of problem in the struggle, so much so that we have had opportunities that we could have taken advantage of those opportunities, but because some leaders don't want to support it, that's it, we lose those opportunities. I'm saying this because I want to give you some series of information where we have had opportunities that has lost because some leaders like Dr. Cho Ayaba has not been part of, okay, and has discouraged other leaders, because when some leaders say, oh, I'm not going to that their thing, okay, it becomes very controversial for other leaders to go, right? But when you see leaders who are forthcoming, they can be very receptive to new ideas, to new breakthroughs. I think that's what we call collaboration and unity or whatever, right? But these are the same leaders who don't want collaboration, who don't want any idea of unity or any idea of collaboration that can bring them together, unity of purpose. They don't want. But you see them attending different programs. Let me be specific here, right? Ayaba is attending this Biafra convention. The Biafra convention, the title was Referendum for Biafra. Referendum for Biafra. Then you have one Biafran government. One. Those two things Ayaba has never supported in Ambazonian. Ayaba has never supported the government, the idea of a government. He said his own government is the but the name of ADF, or the AGOFC, right, is Ambazonian Governing Council. But he has never supported any idea of government, right? From the days of Seseko. This has nothing to do with Sako or Chris Anyo or Marianta now. No. He has never been in favor, because he says that they are the one that started the struggle. So they must be the lead. People must follow but them. They cannot follow anybody. Not only Ayaba is saying this today, even Dr. Akwanga is saying this too. But that kind of mentality is a mentality that has stalled this struggle. Because you see people who have been in this struggle, instead of acting like mentors, acting like teachers, acting like people who can give guidance to the struggle, they are instead the stumbling block of the struggle. Right? For the past years, Ayaba has been the stumbling block of anything that is progressive. But when I saw him in the Biafran conference, I said, this is hypocrisy. You can't be supporting referendum for Biafra, but you are against referendum for Ambazonian. So how do you think Biafra can achieve their own referendum? And you don't know that most of the thing that Biafran is doing today, they copy from Ambazonian. When we initiated Ghost Town, Monday Ghost Town, they were none of the Monday Ghost Town in Biafra. They copied from Ambazonian. Now they are trying to implement Monday Ghost Town in all the Biafran state in Nigeria. The idea of a lobby is Biafrans for the past years, they have never had any lobby system. They have never even thought of having an embassy. Now they just open their Biafran house in Washington DC. Now this idea of referendum that we have been singing all along, Biafrans, they have never talk about referendum before, but this recently they spoke of referendum. Okay, why are we talking about this? Let me play an excerpt of what was discussed there and in the Biafran listing. They will come back to that.
Represent the state of Nigeria. They work for Nigeria. They are answerable to Nigeria. They exploit for Nigeria. They kill for Nigeria. They sing the Nigerian anthem. They fly the Nigerian flag. They don't speak for Biafra. They don't speak for Biafra. The time has come for Biafrans to institutionalize a political system that represents the interests of the Biafrans. A government for the Biafrans that speaks for the Biafrans, represents your interests, exploit your resources, and ensure that you can live in a country where you can drive from Enugu to another state, to another place like Calabar, where you can parade your street without being harassed by illegal policemen. It is time for the great people of Biafra, the pride of the continent of Africa, the creators in the continent of Africa, the people who can turn water into wine in the continent of Africa, the businessmen of Africa, the engineers, the doctors, the creators, to rise up against the pit that Nigeria has buried you into and claim your rightful place on this earth. This is the time. You shall not defer it to the next generation. You shall not postpone this destiny. You shall rise up like one people, fight like one people, go to jail like one people, because one day like one people you will be free. Thank you. Thank you. When the day of freedom shall come, we shall remember all those who have died in the hands of Nigeria. We shall honor them for their sacrifices. We shall let their parents know their children didn't die in vain. The history books will have in the forefront of the pages of every chapter their sacrifices, their heroism, and their families will know their children sacrificed for a great cause. We shall rebuild our countries. We shall make sure we tap the energy of the sunshine to light every home in Biafra. We shall make sure that every Biafran will go to school free of charge. And they shall not learn about fishing in Finland, they shall learn about fishing in Biafra. They shall learn their true history and not the history cooked by those who have occupied our homeland. All the oil wells, worth billions of dollars, will be exploited to make sure every Biafran has a roof over their head. That you drive on streets that are not places where you die because the streets are not well built. We build streets where police people are there to protect the safety of those who drive, not to extort, to exploit, and to kill. We make sure that a woman does not die in the corridors of hospitals because of poor sanitation. We make sure every child born grows up to be a grandparent because of a health infrastructure that is free, because we have both the human resources and the natural resources to make it happen. We will rebuild Biafra, we will rebuild Ambazonian. We will build the biggest highway from Enugu to Boya, that you can live in Enugu and work in Boya.
Yeah, as you can see, that was Dr. Ayaba in the Biafran conference. You can see, you know, how vibrant he is. But, you know, we are saying that our own struggle has been this long. Why? Because people like Dr. Ayaba don't want to collaborate, don't want to associate, don't want to work with other leaders. Okay? You can be a good leader, but the way you do things, the way you operate, does not align with the way the struggle has to go. You cannot use the same old method 30 years ago. You still want to use the same method today. It doesn't work like that. Sometimes it is good for you to follow sometimes. You must not always be the leader. You must not always lead people. If you are working in different organizations, different companies, you will learn that leadership is something that is honored. You see, when you are in that organization, they can appoint you, they can give you that leadership as time goes on, right? But you don't impose yourself on that organization that you must be the leader or you must be the manager. Okay, we have a very powerful struggle. But we have people who don't want to understand that this struggle is generational. Okay, you have those generations that were there in the 50s, generation that came in the 60s, generation that came in the 70s. Just like that, it's generational something. This is not about 2017 or 2016. This is about generation. And once you have a new generation coming in, but you don't want to align to that generation, you tend to be very, very archaic in your ideas, because the new generation have the way they operate. Okay, you cannot want to align with people, but you don't want to cooperate with people. You don't want to collaborate with people, but you think that only your own idea is better for Ambazonian. You don't want to find out how other people's idea can work better and how you can collaborate with other people, right? Today we see the Biafrans, they are celebrating their movement. Okay, Dr. Ayaba has turned down a lot of invitations from our conferences, our collaboration efforts that we have been doing with other leaders. we don't still know the reason why he's doing that. But when you see him in a Biafran conference, right, a Biafran convention, we had the convention in Canada. Those were the effort made by other leaders, right? But if you don't contribute to something that people are trying to do, you only condemn, right? How do you contribute, right? If you support referendum, for instance, now he is in support of a referendum for Biafra, but when it comes to Ambazonian, he doesn't support a referendum. How do you square up this idea? He is in support of referendum for Biafra. So why is it that what is good for Biafra is not good for Ambazonia? Tell me, because I don't know, because it's all struggle for independence. Okay, if he supports a referendum for Biafra, why not support a referendum for Ambazonia? Comrade Chris and other leaders have been preaching a referendum. But Dr. Ayaba has never had any way to support that. Okay? No. Why? Just because he wants something that is he that will initiate it. Okay? Now, this is a kind of initiative that he did himself with the Biafrans. There's no consultation with other leaders. There's nothing that he did with other leaders in terms of trying to ask if this kind of approach is a good approach. Okay, remember when he first had the first meeting with the Biafran leader, the first Biafran leader, Nnamdi Kanu, know that is immediately when Nnamdi Kanu was arrested. Yes, because that collaboration was too hard. Sorry, was too hard. The collaboration that Dr. Ayaba forged with Nnamdi Kanu angered Nigeria government. Buhari had to side now with Biya to block the border. The border crossing where our farmers used to pass, everything was blocked. So there are certain collaboration that has to be strategic. Okay, you can't just go into collaboration like that without knowing the impact or the implication of this collaboration to the struggle. Okay, I mean, immediately Ayaba had that meeting, that conference with Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, and I'm afraid this guy, this new leader of Biafra, should be very careful the way he travels, because he might be also in that kind of list too. Because you know, when you do things, you should be strategic. Diplomacy does not work in the way that you do things. Okay, if you go and do things on behalf of yourself, you say it's on the behalf of Ambazonia. It doesn't work like that. You cannot be a one-man soldier on the behalf of 8 million people. It doesn't work like that. We have many leaders, and those leaders has their own iota of contribution that they have to give to the struggle. So what you do on a personal setting cannot impact all the struggle as a whole. No. On a personal scale, Ayaba went to do his collaboration with the Biafrans without consulting the other leaders. On a personal level, Ayaba went to do his oil deal in London. On a personal level, Ayaba went to start imposing his taxation on the people of Guzan. On a personal level, so everything is him or nothing will move. That kind of mentality, you can never use that mentality and lead a people. Never. Never. I've never seen that kind of mentality where it's you or nothing will work. If you use that kind of mentality, you will never lead a people like that. Never. Never. And that is the mentality that he is taking, thinking that he will come and impose that kind of thing. If you go to certain areas maybe you can do that thing in Guzang there. There are certain areas, if you go to Bamenda and there you want to go and do that tax collection, they will arrest all those guys. Yes, because it's not a comprehensive thing. All the Ambazonian people have not approved it. The government, the leaders, the farmers down there have not approved it. You just come and say, oh, you are collecting taxes. How comprehensive is this tax? How do you know who is working, who is not working? How do you know this person is a salary person, this business own this amount of? Come on. We have to be very careful. The legality of something, if it's not legal, is extortion. Anything that you collect from people that is not legal is either extortion or racketeering, or you are doing ransom taking, because you have the gun and you put on people's head and they give you the money. It's armed robbery. Because you have the gun, you go and tell people, okay, they will need this money. They are giving you not with their hearts. Not with their hearts. And that is why you see a lot of time these guys side with the enemy and became black legs. Then you start asking, but why are so many black legs? That is it. You know. The Biafrans are having a good time, and okay. Yeah. On Friday, this Friday, there is a huge, big news for Ambazonia. The President Chris Ano will be addressing the people of Ambazonia this Friday. So it's exclusive on Friday. So we'll have some show on Friday before his speech. So make sure that on ABC, on ABS TV, we'll have a live show about this. The President Chris Ano. It's a special message for Ambazonia. It's a big coalition that has been formed with some other leaders. So please come and get it, and you understand how big it is. So on Friday, stay on ABS TV on Friday. It will be big news on Friday. Yes, it'll be big news on Friday. Okay, so stay put on Friday. We've got a lot that will yeah. So this guy called Deco, Fabiano Deco. he sent an audio. Let me show this guy. I don't know. Sometimes they just come out with their own idea. When I listen, make a play. I'm not gonna listen. He talks today. So the fact say Comrade Chris they ask money, blah blah blah. This is the flyer that we sent out. This flyer is about the people of Ambazonia trying to raise funds on the 5th of November. This fundraiser is for the people of Ambazonia to come together and raise funds, okay, on the behalf of that law firm that we have, okay, the breakthrough that we have, okay. But you can imagine, that we have this breakthrough, but some people say no, it's not a breakthrough, it's a scam, it's a this. I mean, let me play this guy first. This is the guy who is in charge of the law of this lobby firm, okay. He has done a powerful thing that no group, no government, nothing, nobody has done this what this lobby guy have done in Washington DC, by making sure that we are legally registered as the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, okay, in the United States of America. Okay, some people will say, oh, people don't understand that when you are not legally doing something, you are illegal, right? You are illegal. There's no difference between legal and illegal. Once you are not legally doing something in somebody's country, you are termed as illegally doing something. You should either be lawful or unlawful. Okay. Now we have this breakthrough from this lobby firm. They don't want to see it as a breakthrough. They just see it. So I don't know. Let me play this guy. This guy is crazy. He said, it is not necessary whether that the lobby firm, I beg when I listen, make a play Momo Kona here.
As I be rightly tell una for my last outing, say for my name na Fabiano Deco, Ambazonian and human rights activist, and a self-defense activist. I did bring una the information because of way I don't see him. Now who again they on the topic? Now who again they on the topic where concern money? Chris Anu. Now Chris Anu again they on the topic. Remember say, I tell una last time, say, make Chris Anu know the work of deceive Ambazonians them. Make you not think say if he manipulate Ambazonians them. Because Ambazonians don't go through hell when it comes to the management of their resources. When I talk about resources, I'm talking about human resources. Understand no Ambazonians, no be new thing. We be see that time for Folly Hawk. That time the way President Siko Ayutabe they be see they outside. You understand? We be see that time for Folly Hawk. I don't want even go into what it happen for any man where the fall for this scam. Any man where the fall for the manipulation, now you know. Ambazonians, we don't lost una money for plenty time the way we don't wise. It help people get to the high quarters of the international community. Fabiano never denied the fact say lobby firm they know they. I never deny say lobby firm they know they. They are lobby firms. Lobby firm then they. You understand? Yes. And I never deny the fact say they so it lobby firm that it exists. Wait till what they tell Chris Anu and say wait. Chris Anu, if you think say you be genuine and not be some of una affairs, would you see how we Ambazonian they go gather for place then for meeting? You understand? We know plenty group there for Ambazonian. Chris Anu, I challenge you for involve people there for inside that deal. Only you be righteous. I talk say if you know say you be honest, involve other people in that your lobby firm. In down a lobby thing on you understand? Until then, it's another scam. Now another scam. Chris Anu say they so me they raise money. You want go raise money?
This guy. Sometimes some people want to be relevant, This guy, first, I want us to understand. The first lobby firm that we had did nothing. I can bet you that the amount of money that was spent on that first lobby firm, okay? Don't forget, that lobby firm was started by Seseko, and Sako took over from that lobby firm. So let's be clear with that first. Foley Hawk was a lobby firm. So I want to tell Fabiano that who does not know what that lobby firm, that lobby firm failed. There's no other word you can say. What did they do? Nothing. Foley Hawk lobby firm failed us. They did nothing. They did not even register us an inch. Had it been, let me tell you, had it been that Foley Hawk registered our activities within Ambazonia, La Republic would not have had that opportunity to even arrest anybody in America. You understand what I'm saying? Because that lobby firm, the work of that lobby firm was to protect all our activities in America. But what did Foley Hawk did? Nothing about that. Today, we have a lobby firm that has come to legalize our activities in America. And people will come and be talking about this lobby firm. Come on. Why are we like these Ambazonians? Why can't we appreciate what people are doing? It mustn't be us. It mustn't be somebody that you like. You must not like somebody. This, take for example, this national anthem that we are singing today, Ambazonian, land of. Do you know who wrote that anthem? Must you like the person that wrote the anthem? But we are singing it. Everybody is singing it, right? This flag. Do you know the person that initiated this Ambazonian flag? But we are carrying the flag. Everybody is carrying that flag, right? So we have to learn from that. You must not like the person that initiated something. You must not like that person. You must not like anybody. Like the work that is about the struggle. You must not like the people that wrote the interim constitution. Okay? People say, oh, we don't respect that. You must not like it. It's not about liking somebody. It's about respecting the constitution. That is the constitution that is there. And this guy has the guts to come and say Chris Ano is manipulating the lobby firm. Man, look. If you see these opportunities, take it. Because we have seen those challenges, right? We have seen those challenges. I'm telling you, today, the Biafran government, they have one government. They don't have two government. They respect that their government. They respect their constitution. When Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, they immediately hand over to the new leader, and they respect that leader. They don't listen to Nnamdi Kanu because they know that he is in jail, right? They respect Nnamdi Kanu as their leader, par excellence. When they say par excellence, it means that they give that respect. That is a leader in the struggle. But you cannot lead from prison. No. This guy now is called Ekwa. He's the one taking the charge of the activities, right? So you cannot have two presidents at a time. When we are trying to do this, because all the diplomats that we have had meetings with, ambassadors, senators, representatives, whatever, we have had meetings with series of people. What are they telling us? We need to have one voice. One voice, not two voices. And when we see people now trying to create their own things, just do things because they have phones to write, they have things to make videos and audios, they don't respect. This is a lobby firm that we are lucky to have this kind of lobby firm that has worked with other countries. You know, in America, we respect resume. Okay, we respect resume. We don't respect individuals. These people, they came to us and they brought us their resume. We saw what they have been working with other countries. It's not about Ambazonia alone. This lobby firm has experience with other countries. So when people just come now and be making this their talk, oh, don't give money to this, oh, don't give money, and if you are criticizing something but you don't have any other thing to offer, then you are not even part of anything. Because when you are criticizing something, you must give alternative. We are now in the struggle for the 7 years in this struggle, going to 8 years. If you cannot offer something, don't criticize somebody who is doing something. Don't, because you don't have anything to offer. Nothing. You cannot be. This guy is saying that the law firm that Chris Ano should involve all the other leaders. That is the job that Chris Ano has been doing from the beginning. He is the number one leader who like collaboration. No other leader like collaboration than Comrade Chris Ano that I know. Nobody. And when he brings this thing now, people say, oh, they don't want this, they don't want this. This is a breakthrough. The Biafran who started their own struggle long ago, when did they even have this breakthrough of an embassy? Just last month that they had their breakthrough too, right? And when we have these opportunities, we are only contradicting. We don't want this, we don't want this, we don't want this. People just want to have their own way. On Friday, the president will come now and he has a coalition with different leaders that they want to form. But some leaders don't want to join. They want to have only their own things by themselves. That is a problem in this struggle. The problem in this struggle is that leaders want to be there to show that they are the one doing this. But when it comes to our own struggle, we are talking of referendum. What do you think that all these diplomats are saying? All these diplomats, what are they talking about? This is Tibor Nagy still telling Cameroon government what the people of Ambazonian want is deciding. People of Southern Cameroon is to control their own territory. What does that mean? It's to tell you that we want referendum to have our own say in our own thing, controlling our own asset. That is what Tibor Nagy has been telling the Cameroon regime. Then some people will come now and say they don't want referendum. They don't want this. If you don't want something that we are hoping that, okay, you say you want to win or you want to you cannot win conventional. This is about guerrilla something. You cannot win a conventional person. For 7 years, if you want to say you want to defeat the Cameroon government, we have to use diplomatic method. We have to use diplomatic method because we have seen that using only those farmers on the ground is very difficult. We have to add diplomacy and use this other way. So what this guy is saying, this guy Fabiano Deco, I don't know what he's saying because he doesn't know about diplomacy. We are at the heart of diplomatic activities. America is the heart of diplomatic activities. If America say this is good, these people are not terrorists, these people are doing their activity peacefully, they are carrying out their activity, we don't have any problem with anybody. Why can't we support something that is legal? So we want something that you'll be doing something, then you hear that they have arrested Mangang. They have arrested this other person. They have arrested this. Is that what you want? So you think that the activists in America don't want something that will be legally doing something? Or you want us to just hang in the air and say, oh, this is our struggle. Then very soon, La Republic is sending lobbies. You know how many lobbies La Republic has in America? How many lobbies La Republic has been using? You know of this firm that how do they call that guy? La Republic has so many firms here, and they are working on the ground. They don't even announce it, but because we want to make it transparent, we are trying to let the people of Ambazonian know that this is a breakthrough. Yeah. But we cannot announce to people like this guy who is just saying things that we had a meeting with this so and so ambassador, or we have a meeting with this senator. We cannot announce that. So they don't know what is happening in the diplomatic area. So they can only say what they can understand, what is diplomacy, because they don't understand those things. The diplomats will meet you and tell you that please don't say any, close your mouth, shut your mouth like this. We cannot have meetings today and come and announce, okay, Amazonia, we had a meeting with the... No, that's not diplomacy. We only announce it when the resolution has been passed. We say this is the breakthrough. Somebody like Fabiano Deco will come and be talking. These are people who don't know what is going on, and they can just say things, okay. Yes, they can just say things. We are not out to make name. This is not about Chris Arno. This is not about about anything. It has nothing to do with that. We have said that every Ambazonian, this law firm registered us as the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. It did not register us as Chris Ano's party or Chris Ano's government or no. Federal Republic of Ambazonia, meaning that it covers every activity of our government, our people in America, anything that we do. And I also said this before. If we had registered our activities from 2017, no Ambazonian would have been in trouble, legally speaking, because those activities would have been covered and guided by the law. But there are some of us who do activities in America. You don't know that you are breaking the law. Okay, we would have stayed within the annals of the law within America, and caution a lot of people who went into those illegal stuff without knowing that they are breaking the law. Okay, some people were doing stuff in the struggle, don't know that they were breaking the law of America. You have to respect the law of any country you are, irrespective of America, right? But that's what we're talking about. And when we have these various people who say this lobby firm will not do anything, the lobby firm is a fake something and all those things, it's not like that. The Biafran are celebrating. They are trying to push for referendum. We have been preaching referendum. No. Some of these leaders say they don't want referendum. Ayaba was number one. Sako, they don't say no. He's not there, and they don't have any alternative. That we say, when you reject something, even suggest something, right? But you reject something, they don't have alternative. And is the international community telling you that this is good for you people? Is the international community, this has nothing to do with Amazonians and all those things. No, this is about the people of Southern Cameroon. They are telling you that, okay, this is good for you people. This one is good. This one is good. You say no, you don't want that. You don't want that. You want something that is coming from your leader before you can support it. Then your leader has nothing to offer. What do you support now if you don't have anything that your leader has? Then you support nothing. Then you end up just being like arguing among yourself. Because you don't have anything to offer. Nothing to offer. You're only there talking nonsense. And the international community is telling you people, Tibor Nagy has been there cautioning us on so many issues. He told even Cameroon government, stop this issue of Scotch egg policy. Stop this. It's not helping you. You are creating more secessionists. And it is the same thing that we are telling even our own leaders and the farmers back there. Don't do things that are contrary to the struggle. You are creating more black legs than you can think of. Don't do things that are against the struggle. Don't put the people under stress. Don't put the people under bondage. Because our job is not to suffer our local population. Our job is to protect our local population. But when you go and put them under bondage, they will instead turn to La Republic. They will turn to La Republic. We have seen cases in areas like Nguti, where they have some arrests of the restoration fighters because of the activities that they were doing there. So we are trying to caution our people. Please stay out of anything that will destroy the struggle. Because the more you do those things, you think that, oh, you are okay, it's okay to do this, it's okay. It's not okay. Anything that you do that will instead destroy the struggle. Don't get involved with those things, because you end up creating more black legs for the struggle than you expect. Okay? Yes, this is Tibon Nagy still making us understand. We all know how Southern Cameroon crisis will end. The Anglophone will gain their rights either in a genuine federation or a breakaway state. This breakaway state, how do you think that we can have a breakaway state? It's only through a referendum. It's only through a referendum, and we have people who don't want to accept that a referendum can be the easiest and fastest way that we can break away, because it will be supported by the international community. Yes, it will be supported. If you think that any other thing that people do, that's a breakaway state. Tibon Nagy attended the conference in Toronto, and these are the points that he raised. He raised about the issues that we have with our republic. He raised about the resolution 1608. He talked about disunity of community. Yes. And also stress Ambazonian people must determine their future. How can we determine our future if we don't go through a referendum? Not La Republic or an outsider will determine our own future. The people of Ambazonia should decide their own future. But we don't want it. We want a miracle to come to them. So if you think that the Biafra cannot fight, the Biafrans, they fought before. Oh, you don't know what the Nigerian government did to the Biafrans. You don't know. We are so lucky that we have social media today. The Nigerian Biafra war, go and read history. You know how many people died in the Nigerian Biafra war? That's why the Biafra will not want to go through the war. They would prefer referendum today, because the Nigerian government pounded on the Biafrans. And back in the days, in the 50s, there were no social media. You know how many Biafrans were killed? So when we are talking of referendum, it's not about that we for the past 7 years we have seen all these, but it's not about that, about us, about this. No, it's about what we see as a possibility for us to hold on to. This has nothing to do with weakness. It has nothing to do with us as a people. It has something to do with ending the crisis in an amicable way, and we will be recognized. That issue of recognition is very important. I know some of you don't understand that there are countries today like Somaliland and other countries that had even referendum, but they were not even still recognized. Yes. So you can have independence, you still have referendum, but you are not still recognized, because you do not go through the right channel. So we don't want to only be fight as this guy is trying to say, this guy Fabiano Deco, or what they call it. For 7 years we have been fighting, right? But are we looking at that direction as a possible end when our people are still suffering? No. The diplomatic side of things is very powerful, because the pen is mightier than the sword. The pen is mightier than the sword. Okay. This guy that was impeached and removed, we had our own constitutional things that we have with John Dinga. That's the name that we call the sycophants. Now we hear that 4 members of cabinet, or I think more of them, have resigned in Sarko's government. Okay. Sako, you all know, legally speaking, he took the interim government to court. Here in America, in Washington, D.C., he lost the case because he wanted to say, oh, they remove him from his position illegally. The court look at the document, they look at the constitution. They say, but the constitution shows that you have to go to election, and the Restoration Council has a quasi legislative function. You cannot go against the Restoration Council. You are the president. They elected you in office as they elected all the other presidents. Why do you think that your own case is different? The court, they asked Sako in court, but he was not even in court. He was outside the court. He was he was even afraid to. He sent a representative to come and represent him because he was inside the car outside. The cabinet members are tired of him now because they were just hanging with him there. He was just trying to hang with some of them there. 4 of them have resigned. Why? Because they have seen that when the captain of a ship cannot more continue, the ship will only collapse. Okay, when you are doing something that is not legal, you are doing something that you know that deep in your mind you are illegally carrying out activities. You know that you were impeached and removed from office. You are still carrying out activities that you know will only impair the struggle. It will not encourage. It's not moving the struggle forward. They have tried for the past few months, but they have realized that there is no support. People are just leaving them, you know, abandoning that. That's how people have abandoned the whole thing, and people want something legal. In America, I'll never support anything illegal because I'm a law enforcement officer. I will not support anything that is illegal because I swore an oath to the American Constitution to be just, to go with clean hands, to follow the law. So anybody that is doing anything illegal, I will never follow you. Never. Even you are my brother. Because I know at some point you can put me in trouble. You can put me in trouble because I swore the oath of America. I arrest people, I lock people up in America as a law enforcement officer. So I will not follow anything that is illegal. Before you become a law enforcement officer, you pass through polygraph tests, you pass through psychological tests, you go through all kinds of tests. So somebody like Sako cannot even pass one of those tests. One of those tests, Sako cannot pass that test because he's all this thing is doing is fraud. Because if you go to, for example, if you go to a polygraph exam test, they put those things on your body like that. Somebody like Sako cannot pass because you'll be lying and that thing will show lie. If you just lie, the thing just go all like that. You fail. Yes, for federal jobs, American federal and law enforcement jobs, Sako cannot pass because all his thing is doing, going to play Bitcoin with people's money. How do you do that? The amount of money that guy collected, if that guy was honest, this struggle would have been somewhere else. The worst thing that made my mind that I got pissed off with that guy was during the Nations Cup. We had all the opportunities to tell Africa that Ambazonian is angry. Ambazonian want their restoration. But the guy did nothing. Just noise. My trip to Boya was squandered. All these draft money squandered. That's it. A lot of money was squandered. Many counties, many LGs did not even see their money in most of the draft. That was because it passed through the federal government, and you have to write some MOU to have your money. Nothing was seen, and this guy just used people's money like that. But those lessons that we learn has shaped our mentality now. Okay, don't support things that are not legal, because you yourself can be in trouble. If you are supporting somebody who is doing something wrong, you are called an accomplice of that person according to the law. There's no other thing that you call that person. So if they arrest that person, they can arrest you. They can arrest you. That's how law is. No say, oh no, it's not me. It was him. No, they call it that criminal offense, and you are doing the same thing. You are in the same thing. They'll arrest you. So when we see this kind of opportunity of lobby and all those things, that is the most legal way we can operate the Ambazonian struggle in America. There's no other legal way, because you register with the Justice Department. The Justice Department has their record. They know that these people are operating in America legally. So anything that you want to do should pass through the Justice Department. And in America, once your organization is legal, you can run any activity in America without any problem. But once you are not registered, you run into trouble. You run into more trouble. That's why most of these guys that were arrested, Mangang, the other ones, that about 4 other guys that were arrested, why? They were not covered legally. They were not covered. And you can't do something illegally and claim that, oh, I did not know. Law, ignorance is not an excuse to law. No way. You can't say I'm ignorant. If you're not ignorant, read the law. Read the law. I hope one day some of these guys that are making their noise in Europe and Africa, they come to America. Let's see how they will run their business in America without registering to the Justice Department or so. You can't. So we are legally registered. That's a good thing. And when we're asking for fund now, people say, oh, those people are asking for money, they're asking for this. Because we are running something that is legal now, right? Why not support it? Why not support it? It's legal. Man, thank you for watching. I appreciate it, ladies and gentlemen, and I know. Thank you for being there, and God bless you. Please don't forget to share. Okay, share.